Operation Berlin is well underway, and battleships Scharnhorst and Gneisenau are let loose in the North Atlantic, searching for Allied convoys sailing from Halifax. On February 8, 1941, the two battleships found convoy HX-106. The convoy was escorted by HMS Ramillies, a Revenge-class battleship. Disobeying direct orders not to engage capital ships, Scharnhorst and Gneisenau positioned themselves to conduct a pincer movement on the convoy, attacking from the north and the south. Hello everybody, Wolfpack here, and welcome back to War on the Sea. Today we are doing something incredibly exciting, and we are playing with the brand new Battle of the Atlantic mod by Wort. This mod is currently work in progress, but Wort gave me early access to it to check it out. Today we will be playing one of the single missions here, taking command of Gneisenau and Scharnhorst in the Convoy HX-106 mission. And it looks like we have made contact with the enemy. Let's bring up the UI and take a look at what we are working with. There is a contact number 10 out here, bearing 286. Let's bring up the binoculars and take a look at what we're working with. First things first, I do want my main guns to fire and spot. Fire, do not engage everything. We have some Arado 196s up here. I'm going to order them to head over here and do some spotting for me. Gneisenau is taking shots. He is being fired at by something rather large, which is not great. Now, historically, Gneisenau and Scharnhorst did manage to encounter this convoy. They were strictly ordered not to engage British capital ships, therefore they retreated. However, we're not going to follow orders, and we will be engaging the capital ship inside the convoy. Scharnhorst, let's ring up 26 knots. Gneisenau, you do the same. Increase speed to 26. Gneisenau is taking a lot of the heat, so she is going to change course at this moment. Let's take a look. What do we see? What do we see down here? Okay, big old freighters, lots of freighters. Our priority is going to be the capital ship first. We want to try to disable her. I cannot see much out here. Like I said, today we are just playing one of the single missions. I do want to change course with Scharnhorst. And Gneisenau, you know what? Actually, head down to the southeast. The capital ship that is escorting this convoy is HMS Ramillies, a Revenge class, actually, which is an evolution of the Queen Elizabeth class. Scharnhorst, first and second batteries are opening fire. Unfortunately, it does look like we need to turn a little bit more to the south to actually get that third turret into arc. Let's look at our Revenge class friend. Yep, there we go. I can see her way out there. Now, if we start getting some hits, that's going to be great. The solution's at 60-70%. Radar is on and still working, which is good. Firing armor piercing. Let's stop spotting. Just send it. Full spreads. Gneisenau, how are you doing over here? Hopefully doing the same thing. I do want you to target the Revenge class, but there are a few extra things I'd like you to do. Full spreads, fire. Make sure all three turrets are following those orders. Now, the Revenge class does have 15-inch guns, as opposed to Gneisenau and Scharnhorst 11-inch guns. So we, kind of outgunned here. That being said, we've already gotten some hits on her here, HMS Ramillies. We are continuing to follow the target, and it looks like her entire bow is burning. Oh my gosh, all those merchant ships. There's some destroyers in the convoy attempting to engage as well. The good news is Scharnhorst and Gneisenau can outrun this British capital ship, so if we get into too much trouble, we can just try sprinting and running away. That was a hit way out there, which is great. Let's leave the binocular view and take a look at what we're working with. It's just chaos in there. It looks like the convoy is breaking, attempting to retreat. Scharnhorst, maintain this course. And Gneisenau, just start heading south. Continue to fire at the Queen Elizabeth. And the splashes managed to hit one of the freighters back here. It looks like the Queen Elizabeth may be trying to retreat as well. She is not firing at us. Oh, we're going to keep on sending rounds her way, if that's the case. Oh, I think I figured out one of the reasons that they aren't firing at us. They don't know where we are. They can't see us. We're using these little Arados to actually spot here. Well, if that's the case, we're going to try to close in here. We don't want them to run away. The convoy is turning and trying to run. Both Gneisenau and Scharnhorst are going to give chase. Radar isn't picking anything up at this point. I want my little Arados. Let's fly overhead and try to re-establish contact with the enemy here. I can kind of see them way out there. I wonder if the Queen Elizabeth, or the Revenge class, I'm sorry, is closing in on our position. If she is charging ahead, we may have some problems here. It looks like a smoke screen is being deployed out there as well. Oh boy, that is that's 15-inch guns. Oh, lovely. Okay. Come around. Scharnhorst is now taking fire. Ramillies is firing. There she is. Open fire. Fire. Gneisenau. Engage that target. There we go. Beautiful. Scharnhorst, change course. The T is crossed, which is pretty good. Ouch. Okay, minor damage in the bow. Taking on some water. Well, I'm glad she's finally firing at us. I do want a challenge. There's a little tribal that is running away. Let's take a look. HMS Ramillies out there. Yeah, they're all firing at me now. So the convoy's breaking. The Revenge class is moving forward. Scharnhorst has been hit again. Minor damage all around. I don't think we were hit by a 5-inch shell. Those aren't 5-inch rounds. Definitely not. They're quite a bit larger. That might have been them. Taking a lot of fire now. What are our secondary shooting? High explosive. Oof, yep, that was Ramillies' guns. Gneisenau, are you continuing to fire? Just armor piercing, narrow it up. Fire narrow spreads. Where is she? Looks like she is smoking once again. Scharnhorst may have to break. Yeah, Scharnhorst, I'm gonna have you start turning around. It's time to run. Increase speed, 31 knots. Okay, you're already making 31 knots. Yeah, turn, get the heck out of here before you take a serious hit. Okay, those were long, thankfully. Now we're taking quite a few minor hits all around here, but nothing too serious. The gun duel is continuing. Scharnhorst is slowly turning, trying to get out of here. Round splash nearby. Gneisenau. Let's have Gneisenau change course, head north. I want to make sure all guns are in arc and firing. Let's see her. She's burning. Oh, maybe not. I thought I saw it. Nope, there is a fire. There is a fire that has broken out. Secondaries are engaging her as well with high explosive. I want these guns to fire narrow spreads as well. Our little float plane. Wow, look at that. Taking anti-aircraft fire. Let's change course. Change course. That is an impressive sight, though. Sometimes it's hard to forget how much of a spectacle War on the Sea can be. And I must say, Wort has done an amazing job with this mod. It does have a fully fledged campaign, which I am planning to play. And I did want to ask you all, would you like to see a Royal Navy campaign or a German campaign? We're regardless, I'm sure it'll be a ton of fun. Looking here, gosh, watching those main guns fire. It is impressive looking at this view here. And see our main batteries are just going long there. Still taking a lot of anti-aircraft fire. Multiple fires have broken out, and it looks like one of the turrets might have been knocked out. Turret number 2 may be out of action there. Turrets 1, 3, and 4 seem to still be firing, however. It does look like she has developed quite the list as well, and is trying to turn away. Gosh, I do love watching from up here, but let's take a look at our vessels. Let's make sure. Okay, we have a fire that's broken out. A minor fire has started on one of our secondary guns. Gneisenau, how are you doing? Doesn't look like Gneisenau is taking much heat at all. Queen Elizabeth, though, yeah, look. Taking on water in the bow. Looks like her second gun is now in action. It's been repaired. It was knocked out for maybe a couple of minutes or so. The gun crews were quickly able to fix that damage. But fires are erupting all along the length of the ship. I think they've switched targets. Instead of engaging Scharnhorst, I think they are trying to fire at Gneisenau at this point. It is just the 3 of us out here. If Gneisenau is being fired at, we... Yep. Alright, Gneisenau, change course. Okay, propellers damaged. Looks like the rudders are okay, but one of our props is out. That's definitely going to reduce our speed. We're making 22 knots in this turn. Oof. That was actually pretty darn brutal. Let's change our spreads. Full spreads fire. Scharnhorst, change course. Let's have our float plane head back over. Come on, we need to just get a couple more good hits here. Gneisenau. Ooh, that was very close. Damage report. More flooding in the bow. Let's start laying a smoke screen here. We are taking too much fire. We'll continue to slug it out, though. Where is she? There she is, just burning. Still putting up one heck of a fight, though. Let's have our other float plane head back. And Gneisenau slowly going to change course. She is down to 17 knots. Well, now that Gneisenau is taking all the fire, Scharnhorst can in turn bring all of her guns to bear on the target and let them rip. Gneisenau is doing pretty good. She is going to hold fire. We are going to change course here. Let's change course. Scharnhorst. We really need to start getting decent hits on target narrow spreads. How much ammo? We have a good amount of ammo. 400 rounds left. Okay. Only 261 rounds in the rear magazine. And this is all armor piercing. Well, that's fine then. Losing contact of some of these ships. You can still see the muzzle flashes way out there. Float plane is just swirling overhead, following the target. Still continuing to burn. Her rear guns are engaging Gneisenau. I'm not sure if her forward guns are actually able to fire. They may be out of arc at the moment. That being said, what's her speed? 13 knots. She is slowing down. Yeah, those damage control teams have a lot of work cut out for them. And thankfully, Gneisenau, or Scharnhorst, excuse me, is still making 25 knots. Why are you only making 25? Maybe sailing into a headwind. Everything should be fine. Increase speed, 31. Go as fast as you can. Can bring up the recognition manual here and see some of the ships. Yeah, maximum speed is indeed 31 knots here for Scharnhorst. There are a lot of vessels that were added into the Atlantic campaign by Wort, though. Of course, we have Bismarck, Tirpitz, a lot of U-boats, all sorts of pretty nifty stuff. If I did play as the Germans, I definitely think I would want to go the surface raiding route. That being said, there have been some pretty cool features added to submarines with this mod, so I am looking forward to checking all of those out. Let's see. She is still at 13 knots. Rear guns continuing to fire. Gneisenau is going to slowly turn. I want Gneisenau. Stop blowing the smoke screen. You should be fine. Narrow spreads and spots. Conserve your ammunition. We still have plenty of rounds left, though. Gneisenau has managed to get her solution up to 85%, so we're just going to let the guns rip at this point. Narrow, it looks like the burst forward guns are about to fire. There we go. Turret number 3, fire here any moment now. Let's take a look at her. She's up to 14 knots. They're managing to actually get repairs done, which is upsetting. Let's look at her. Gun battle is lasting quite a while. Can't believe this. The speed is going up. That being said, we may actually get some pretty good hits. There we go. All right, that dropped the speed back down to 13 knots. That's what I'm talking about. That had to have hurt. More hits from Scharnhorst there. We just have battleships on either side of her, just really hammering this revenge class. And I don't think they've managed to get a single hit. And if they have hit us with the 15-inch gun, it has not done a whole lot. There we go. Fantastic results there. Fantastic. Let's check on Scharnhorst. Yeah, minimal damage all around. Gneisenau. I mean, the propeller being damaged is a bummer. It looks like her max speed is now 18 knots. Oh, so her... If we did get into this fight in the campaign, and there's a good chance her surface raiding mission would be over with an 18-knot top speed, and we'd be making a break and trying to head back to port. Yeah, that's a shame, though. One propeller just completely knocked out. It looks like Ramulys is pretty much out of action at this point. If we're tracking her speed, she is down to 5 knots, or 2 knots, excuse me. Okay, one of our planes is leaving the engagement area. I wasn't even paying attention. Let's bring them back. I want this other aircraft to head over this way and respot the convoy. Let's take a look at our Revenge class friend. And yeah, she's not looking very good. I think a lot of her guns are knocked out of action. Is she even returning fire at all at this point? Taking on lots of water in the bow. Turret number 2 is definitely out of action. Okay. Turret number 1 and 4 are still managing to put up a fight. She is now at a complete stop, completely dead in the water. Still a few of the guns are fighting it out, though. Let's see here. Doing pretty good. Scharnhorst, spot. To start spotting, no need to expend too much ammunition. And Gneisenau, spot as well. Work up your solutions, get some hits. I mean, there is also something we could do. Scharnhorst and Gneisenau both do have torpedo tubes, which certainly would be interesting to use. I'm probably going to avoid using them for the time being, though we may try to use them against some of these merchant ships. I mean, Gneisenau only making 18 knots may not even catch them. Ooh, big ol' explosion on target. She's sinking. She is sinking. I did like the new sound effect alerting us that a ship was sinking. It was some Morse code there. Very cool. And she is going down. Scharnhorst, begin targeting the next ship. Open fire on it. Spot. Shoot HE. Fire. Gneisenau, you will target number 13. Identify that. Spot. Fire. Scharnhorst and Gneisenau are now in the process of engaging all the merchant ships in the convoy. There were a handful of destroyers out and about, however, it seems I've lost contact on them. So we are just going to sink all the ships here. Well, we have found a destroyer closing in. Target number 19 here. Gneisenau is going to open fire on that. We are out of ammunition of a certain type. Probably some of our, one of our secondaries is out. That's okay. Begin engaging that warship that is closing in on our position. Scharnhorst is continuing to close in and target the rest of these freighters. This little tribal is continuing to charge ahead and is certainly causing a good amount of problems for us. I think she's probably going to try to launch torpedoes at Gneisenau, which would be pretty darn cool, I must admit, if she were to do that. Gneisenau has not gotten a single hit on target. Do not spot. Open fire. Fire at will. Are you firing? Fire high explosive. Full fire. Fire. Let's let him have it. Where is she? Okay, it looks like they actually did get a hit. Right out as I was talking about it, a fire has broken out amidships. And shells are splashing all around the poor tribal now. There we go, nice secondary right by the torpedo tubes. Looks like she's taking on water. It was a valiant effort. Got close, but to my knowledge, she has not fired any of her fish. And Scharnhorst, or excuse me, now Gneisenau is just really firing with everything we got. I don't know if this is accurate, but I think if we get close enough, a lot of our anti-aircraft guns will start firing at ships as well. That may be a feature that is in the works with this mod, but that would be awesome. I think we're a little too far at this moment for that to actually work. That being said, this tribal's had it. While all that excitement is going on over there with Gneisenau, Scharnhorst is continuing the grunt work, firing at this merchant ship, which is on fire. Let's, you know what, no need, are we still spotting? No, we are not spotting. Fire, high explosive, fire at that target. Gneisenau, you can start engaging SS Iron over there. Again, engaging that target. I don't think the tribal is much of a threat at this moment in time. Oh, still burning up. I do think she's going to sink. You know what, Gneisenau? Never mind, keep firing at her. Keep engaging that target. Let's see, what's our range? 8 kilometers out. It would be interesting to close in and get our anti-aircraft guns to fire at the target, but that seems a little risky. Main guns hold fire. Secondaries can do the rest. Scharnhorst has been hit by some guns off of this merchant ship over here. They managed to light a fire here. And let's check damage control. A couple of fires have broken out. Damage control teams are working on it. Gneisenau is still firing at this tribal. Somehow the tribal is continuing to charge ahead. Mostly because my guns keep missing. He says, and then nice hit directly in the middle of the ship. The tribal is now moving at 7 knots, hit after hit. It looks like the bow is starting to have waves lap over. It looks like she is now coming to a complete stop, so I think she is done for. There we go. That probably is going to finish the little tribal off. It was a valiant effort by the tribal. Kept Gneisenau tied up, that's for sure. Expended a good amount of ammunition, but she is indeed going to sink. I don't even think any of her guns are firing at this point. So Gneisenau, let's hold fire. Ceasefire on all guns, ceasefire. Scharnhorst, how's it going over here? Continuing to hammer the last freighters. This freighter looks real. I mean, I think there may be a fire on the superstructure there. And this other freighter is just burning up. So really only one left that we have to deal with. This other troop ship is probably going to sink on its own. It does have 2 guns back there that are engaging, however. The last merchant ship has been eliminated. There we go. So we managed to destroy the entire convoy with minimal damage to our 2 ships. Gneisenau, of course, receiving the most damage with that destroyed propeller. Anyway, I wanted to do a quick video on this, really just to showcase the mod a little bit and get something out on it. I will be starting a proper campaign soon. Anyway, folks, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and comment, as it really does help out the channel, especially on videos like this. Thank you all for watching. This is Wolfpack345 signing off, and I'll see you all on the next one.